we're reviewing the top 10 things I like about Hyundai i30 Sedan. The Koreans are making such massive leaps forward. Every single generation their car is streets ahead of what the previous generation was. And I would venture to say that this is pretty much ahead of most of what Japan's got to offer. This i30 is all new. It replaces the Elantra that used to be the i30 size sedan. They've gotten rid of the nameplate, and that's an important thing to note. This is an entirely different car to the i30 hatch, and in my view, it's all the better for it. The looks. There are these not so subtle slashes and creases and curves and bends. Oh, now you can see the mirrors have just opened, and that's because I've got the key in my pocket. This thing also has smart entry. But these give this side a subtle play of light. There's little creases just because they can, and these are very complex shapes to create. It comes in 4 models too. So if you think of the model ranges as the N-Line Sporty range and the normal range for everybody else, the normal range has a 2-litre engine with 117 kilowatts, and that's what this is, and the N-Line and N-Line Premium. And they've got a more powerful 1.6-litre turbo petrol engine, and that's got 150 kilowatts. And that brings us down to the 5th point. The engines are Euro 5. And that means that the emission standards is fairly high, though we're up to 6 point something or other. The other thing is these will run on 91 RON petrol or E10. It comes in a 6-speed automatic or a 7-speed DCT dual clutch transmission or a 6-speed manual, depending on what car you select. And watch this. Although the boot is manual, it's got an automatic unlock function so that it'll pop up if you've got your arms full of groceries. And it's a full-size spare. Then we come to the cabin, and look how much space is in the back. There's that much between my legs and the seat in front with this seat set for me. This cabin is a triumph. Normally I don't go in much for hard plastics, but somehow or other Hyundai have made this look absolutely spectacular. I love the vents with a line that looks like it goes all the way across, but of course just these two, that one, and the one over here by the driver. And by the way, what's that for? The bottom 2 models, they get an 8-inch touchscreen, but the top models get this fantastic 10.2-inch touchscreen with another one here for the driver. One of the many things it'll display, of course, is a digital speedo. The steering wheel is beautifully laid out with active cruise control, active steering, phone answering controls, and audio controls. The controller for the 6-speed automatic or 7-speed DSG if you're in the top model, and there's auto brake hold and parking. The air conditioning controls, super simple. We've got this turned down low so that you can't hear the hiss on the video. And I particularly like this suit-like fabric as trim on the doors. It's a shame that wasn't on the seat. Finally, I'd like to mention the Bose sound system, which is absolutely stunning and far better than any car in this price range has the right to be. And that brings me to my next point, the price, which in this car is just a shade under 31,000. It's 31,790 or thereabouts. But the range goes from 24,790 to 37,290. And my last 2 points are the drive and safety. As you drive off, the doors lock. Of course. The lights in this car are projector beam. The top model get LEDs. The steering, light and nimble. And the ride, even over these cobbles, is absolutely fabulous. Just quickly, I want to mention a couple of things about the radio. To program your favorites, you just go to the list function. It lists the FM and DAB channels. So this has got DAB, the bottom models don't have that. And you just select or unselect the stars. Once you do, they appear here. And you can see that these star buttons have bought the presets here on the bottom. When I use the up and down button, it will select those instead of running through the full list of radio channels, which is so annoying. As well, all of the i30s have Qi chargers for wireless charging your smartphone, and a plethora of USBs. There's 2 here in the front, there's a power outlet as well, there's a couple of cup holders, and there's thoughtful storage all over the cabin, down here either side of the center console, at the front, and look at this. That's a hand grip. I don't know why you'd have a hand grip in a humble little city sedan, but you know, there you go. And just for something a little bit different, I'm going to take you over the Harbour Bridge. While we're heading up there, I want to point out that we've got traffic sign recognition, and on my smart display here in front of the driver, I can see that I've got active lane control on, active steering on, and that tells me when it's active and not. Here we are driving through the left-hand side northern pylon. A lot of people don't know that the steel arch of the bridge doesn't actually touch these granite pillars. They're just there for decoration. Over to the left, though you can't see it, is the Opera House. In fact, they've made it so that drivers can't see the Opera House from the bridge, because apparently there were people having pile-ups in this lane because they'd stop to rubberneck and take photos. You know, can't legislate against stupid. The steering is lovely, it's a little bit light, but there are drive modes. Wow. What do you think? And there in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, is Sydney. But we're going to take a turn down into one of the tunnels that will take us out towards the airport. Now, when I said the force is strong with you, Luke, it is. I don't know what the criteria are for the active steering to be active, but it certainly seems to go off a lot. The ride on this smooth road is brilliant. It really is brilliant. The headlights, because they're projector headlights, do seem a little bit like candles in comparison to LEDs, but I guess that's just a sign of the times. And the rear vision mirror too, that's manual as well. The top model has a auto dimming function, but that's going on for 40 grand. The cabin is nice and quiet. And finally, although I said there's 10 points, there's something that I can't close this review without mentioning. And that is that the i30 sedan comes in a halo model too, the i30N. And you've seen our hatchback review of the i30, in which we liked a lot. Front wheel drive, super hot hatch. Cruise control is set to city speed. And on the driver's display in front of me, it's come up to use switch or pedal to accelerate. So it stopped me in this lane. In this humble little car, has stopped me in this lane, and now it's waiting for the light to turn green and the car in front of me to move off. When it does, I'll receive a little message up here that'll say car in front has moved off, and all I have to do is twiddle the button or press the accelerator. Oh, and just quickly, our fuel consumption is sitting at 10 litres per 100 kilometres. Okay. And it's moved off. It's set at 80. Sorry, 60. Actually, it's set at 52. So this is the cruise control doing this all by itself. So it goes to show that the cruise control is sophisticated enough that even in town, you can use this in traffic type situations. Now, so it's gotten back up to 50. There's a car in front, which it's now seen. It's stopping. I had my foot ready just in case. And it's brought me to a halt. And once again, the messages come up on the screen that I have to use the button to accelerate again. I am so impressed with this car. It is a peach. If you've liked the film and the Hyundai i30 sedan, don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, but most importantly, please hit there to subscribe.